All right, so we're here at Casa de Miller. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
So this is a full Breeders' Crown interview, and I got my notes. I actually came prepared. I know people don't believe that I prepare, but we got. First thing I want to get over with is the Breeders' Crown, the one glaring, like you've had a lot of great success in the Breeders' Crown, but there was one race in the Breeders' Crown that just. It's a glaring hole, and we have to talk about this Breeders' Crown Charity Dash for the Cash at Lexington. What a poor performance. I mean, I don't even know how you live with yourself after that. After that thing, it's awful.
Yeah. That was
why? How did you go to sleep that night?
I don't. You know what? Honestly, I was really disappointed in myself because I kind of felt like I was prepared for it, and I had been training. I do kind of exercise a lot, and I was thinking like I got an edge on these guys, but you know what? I was surprised even. Right at the start, I had McKenna Penske. She went right by me leaving, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
There was no evidence in that race that says you were training at all.
Yeah,
like there was zero evidence.
It was awful. We got lapped almost, and I mean, like me and poor Julie Miller. I mean, like, oh my God, it was almost embarrassing. I mean, like I thought we would like really give a good showing for it, but yeah, no, it was.
That's just way too overconfident.
Pretty poor effort.
Way too overconfident
on both of us, and we actually trained and practiced and everything else.
I don't believe a word he's saying at all.
No, seriously, we actually trained and practiced, and yeah, that was.
It's kind of like, hey, I got this great 2-year-old, and it's only training by itself, and then you bring it to baby race, and it just gets its head caved in. Is that what you enjoy? Oh, we're great. We got this. We're perfect.
Same thing. Yeah, you know what? I was really, really disappointed too. I mean, I won't lie to you there. Yeah, that was.
But overall, it was a good thing. You finished third in the whole thing. Raised a lot of money.
You know what? It's a great cause. You know what? And I mean. I'm up for it anytime anybody asks me to do anything that I would definitely do that.
A little sour though that you didn't win the thing, like overall?
Well, I didn't really think we would win, but I actually thought we would be close, but I mean it wasn't even close. So I mean like oh well.
Well, maybe that poor performance in Lexington, we can't attach our horse to this guy. No way. So let's get into the actual meat of the whole thing. Would you consider yourself an expert on the Breeders' Crown?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna rail off some stats.
Okay.
And if the Peanut Gallery has an answer for it, let's see if you got it. Ready? Here's my questions for you.
Okay.
There's only one driver, name him, who has won 5 Breeders' Crowns in one night.
That's me.
Ding ding.
Yeah. That was easy.
That was easy. What? Winning 5 or answering the question?
Both.
Both. Okay. Yeah. Both. Name the only horse to win the Triple Crown and a Breeders' Crown.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Think about that, though. The only horse to win a Triple Crown and then the Breeders' Crown. Like, that doesn't happen. Very few horses win the Triple Crown.
Right.
And then they go on to win the Breeders' Crown.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and he was your first major horse, right? Like.
Oh, yeah,
like,
sure.
Like, you had winners before that and things like that and big horses, but... I mean, that's a stamp with the... What was the Triple Crown the same? Like, listen, the Triple Crown moves. Where was the Messenger? Where were all the races that year?
He won the Cane at Freehold.
Okay.
Then he won the Jug at Delaware, and then he won the Messenger.
Was that at Yonkers? Because the Cane is now at the Meadowlands. It was at Freehold, and now the Messenger. It was at Yonkers. It was at Freehold. It was at a bunch of different. Where was it there?
Yeah, it was at Yonkers.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he went on to win the Breeders' Crown. He won his last 11 starts of his life. Yeah, he was incredible 3-year-old. So I mean, yeah. No pun intended.
No pun intended, right? Some more, and we'll get back to him. Some more trivia. How many times did you lead? Like each year, like I take the Breeders' Crown in 2020, 21. This driver won had led in earnings. How many years did you lead the Breeders' Crown in earnings?
Oh wow, I really don't know that stat because
Okay.
I never really paid much attention to that stat of earnings. You know, I was just more concentrated on getting drives and getting horses.
Okay. So you did it 3 times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably figure out 2 of them, right?
Oh, 3 probably.
Yeah. With no, I mean, he was a big part of it.
Yeah, maybe in was it like 12? I had a pretty good year in 2000.
12 was okay, but
Yeah.
15 when you won 5.
Okay.
And then the following year,
Okay.
in 2016, back at the Meadowlands with Always Be Mickey. So you went 3, 5. Now, the cool thing about 03 was 2002 was the last time that John Campbell led. And
Oh, yeah?
if you start looking at the stats and stuff like that, it was
Yeah.
like that's when the changing of the guard, if you want to call it that.
Oh.
Did you kind of feel like you had Campbell and O'Donnell, they were just leading every year in the Breeders' Crown. And just in general, you know, and then Mike LaChance comes around, and then Ron Pierce comes around, and then here you come out of Ohio, and you're starting to win all these big races too, and you had other guys as well. Did you start to feel like, hey, I'm this young guy, I'm coming out here, and we're going to start to see some new young talent evolving at the Meadowlands around that time, 2000, 2003?
You know what? I mean, at that time there, I was no, I didn't feel like that I was taking over. I mean, like things were really going good for me at the time, and you know, I was confident and driving a lot of stock and a lot of power, and you know, that kind of goes with the whole thing. But never did I ever think you know what, I'm unseating these guys.
Well,
you know?
no, I don't mean you personally. I just mean like you kind of. I'm sure there was guys you were also with, like a group of guys, kind of like we see now. You know, we've got 3 or 4 guys that are kind of grouping together in the Breeders' Crown. Is that
Right.
like it was same deal? Like it's always nice every 6, 8 years you see hey, there's a new group of 3 or 4 guys. There's a new group of 3 or 4 guys, and they all come through.
Yeah.
And then the old geezers gotta, you know, keep you young guys. And you're doing a good job at that. You've been driving in these
Yeah.
races for 25 years, and it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not done yet, guys.
Yeah, right.
Take your seat. I still won 2 Breeders' Crowns yesterday. Like, I'm not going away.
Right. I've been through that situation a lot. I mean, I came here and I had to go with Campbell, LaChance, and Moiseyev, you know, and then it was Brian Sears and George Brennan, and then over the years it was Yannick, and now I'm dealing with Dexter and Andy McCarthy and these guys, you know. So yeah, I'm pretty proud about that. You know, I'm still hanging with them. You know.
I mean, you go through. I mean, just thinking about that, you go through the list. The only guys you didn't drive with were Houghton and Dancer and Bessinger and, you know, I mean, like Ben White. Or did you drive with them back in the day too?
No,
you've literally driven with every class. You're right in the middle of that perfect area where you drove with Campbell at his best.
Yeah.
And like you said, you're driving with Dexter at his best. Like, it's pretty cool when you think about that.
Yeah, you know, I'm just a survivor, you know.
You're like Tom Brady, where he's gonna be doing this another 10, 15 years also, right?
Yeah, me too.
Right.
Me too. You know, I hope to be 10 years from now, I'll be winning a couple Breeders' Crowns.
You've got 2 Horse of the Year. Do you know who those? I mean, that is pretty easy to guess which Horse of the Years that won the Breeders' Crown.
No Pin Intended and Always Be Mickey.
Yep. And
I got another one this year.
You got another one that's you. That's you. Did you know you have the fastest opening quarter?
In the Breeders' Crown.
Yeah, in the Breeders' Crown.
Yeah, 25 and something, right?
25-1.
Yeah.
What were you doing? Where were you going?
Rolling.
You're just rolling, like.
Yeah. I had the outside, and
do you remember the race? You want me to pull it up?
I remember the race. Yeah, it was a horse called Mini Me, and he drew outside, and he always did his best work up front. So we all agreed that to take our shot, and 25-1.
Rock and roll.
Yeah. So.
How many times have you gone 25-1, 25-2, 25-3? Those things pop up on the quarter, and you're like, whew.
Yeah, not a whole lot of times. I try not to do that. I mean, they usually don't finish too well. But that horse actually finished third.
Yeah,
he
finished third.
He actually hung in there really well. But I mean, I try not to, you try to get position. But I mean,
it doesn't always work out that way.
Yeah, if you burn your horse up getting there, it doesn't really work out. But I mean, yeah, that horse he raced really big that night.